Right now, while you're watching this video, your body might be sending you warning signals that could save your life. 1 in 9 adults is living with diabetes, and here's the terrifying truth. Over 4 in 10 are completely unaware they have the condition. That means millions of people are walking around with a ticking time bomb in their bloodstream, watching their organs slowly deteriorate without even knowing it. If you've been feeling a little more tired lately, finding yourself getting up more often at night, or wondering why you're always reaching for that water bottle, your body might be desperately trying to tell you something that could change everything. The difference between catching diabetes early and letting it silently ravage your health could literally be the difference between living a vibrant, healthy life or facing a future filled with complications that are entirely preventable. I'm going to share with you 7 early warning signs that the medical community wants you to recognize, backed by research from the Centers for Disease Control and the World Health Organization. These aren't vague symptoms you can Google and scare yourself with. These are scientifically validated indicators that healthcare professionals use to identify diabetes in its earliest, most treatable stages. And by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to potentially save not just your own life, but the lives of people you care about. Let's start with something that might shock you about the current state of diabetes worldwide. The number of adults living with diabetes has surpassed 800 million globally, more than quadrupling since 1990. In 2022, 14% of adults aged 18 years and older were living with diabetes, an increase from just 7% in 1990. This isn't just a health crisis, it's a pandemic hiding in plain sight. And the trajectory is only getting worse. What makes this even more alarming is that diabetes doesn't announce itself with dramatic symptoms like a heart attack or a broken bone. It's sneaky, subtle, and often mistaken for normal signs of aging, stress, or just being busy. Type 2 diabetes symptoms can take years to develop, and some people don't notice any symptoms at all. This is why understanding these early warning signs could literally be life-changing. The first warning sign, and perhaps the most commonly overlooked, is frequent urination, especially at night. Now, before you dismiss this as just drinking too much water before bed, let me explain what's really happening inside your body. When your blood sugar levels rise above normal, your kidneys go into overdrive trying to filter out the excess glucose. Think of your kidneys as a coffee filter. When you pour too much coffee through it too quickly, it starts to overflow. Your kidneys are essentially overflowing, trying to eliminate sugar that shouldn't be there in the first place. According to the CDC, urinating a lot, often at night, is one of the primary symptoms they want people to watch for. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just about frequency. If you're waking up multiple times during the night with an urgent need to urinate, and this is a new pattern for you, your body is sending a clear distress signal. Your kidneys are working overtime, and that excess work is disrupting your sleep, which then creates a cascade of other health problems. The second warning sign goes hand in hand with the first: excessive thirst that never seems satisfied. The CDC specifically identifies being very thirsty as a key diabetes symptom. This isn't the normal thirst you feel after a workout or on a hot day. This is a persistent, nagging thirst that doesn't go away even after you've had plenty to drink. What's happening is that as your body loses fluids through frequent urination, you become dehydrated. But it's not just any dehydration. Your blood is becoming more concentrated with sugar, making you feel thirsty in a way that water alone can't seem to fix. It's like your body is stuck in a loop. High blood sugar causes frequent urination. Frequent urination causes dehydration. Dehydration triggers intense thirst, and the cycle continues. Many people try to solve this by drinking more water, which can actually make the frequent urination worse if the underlying blood sugar issue isn't addressed. This is why these two symptoms almost always appear together, and why they're such reliable early indicators of diabetes. The third warning sign might surprise you because it seems counterintuitive: unexplained weight loss. The CDC lists losing weight without trying as a diabetes symptom that people need to take seriously. Now, in our culture where weight loss is often celebrated, this might seem like a good thing. But when you're losing weight without changing your diet or exercise routine, your body is essentially eating itself. Here's what's actually happening. When your cells can't use glucose properly because of insulin resistance or lack of insulin, your body starts breaking down muscle and fat for energy instead. It's like having a car that can't use the gasoline in its tank. So it starts burning the seats and dashboard to keep running. You might initially feel pleased about the weight loss, but you're actually watching your body consume its own healthy tissue because it can't access its primary fuel source. This type of weight loss often happens gradually, which is why it's easy to miss or attribute to other factors like stress or being busy. But if you notice your clothes fitting differently and you haven't changed your eating or exercise habits, this could be your body's way of telling you that something is seriously wrong with how it's processing energy. The fourth warning sign is one that millions of people experience but rarely connect to blood sugar problems. Constant fatigue and exhaustion. Feeling very tired is identified by the CDC as a key diabetes symptom. This isn't just feeling tired after a long day or needing an extra cup of coffee. This is the kind of exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. The kind that makes simple tasks feel overwhelming. When your blood sugar is consistently elevated, your cells are literally starving for energy, even though there's plenty of glucose floating around in your bloodstream. It's like being surrounded by food but not having the key to unlock the refrigerator. Your cells can see the energy they need, but they can't access it effectively. This cellular starvation manifests as profound fatigue that affects every aspect of your life. Additionally, the frequent urination we talked about earlier disrupts your sleep patterns, creating a compounding effect. Poor sleep plus cellular energy starvation equals the kind of exhaustion that makes people think they're just getting older or working too hard, when in reality, their body's energy system is breaking down. The fifth warning sign affects something we use constantly but rarely think about until there's a problem: your vision. Blurry vision is specifically mentioned by the CDC as a diabetes symptom to watch for. High blood sugar doesn't just affect your internal organs, it can actually change the shape of your eye's lens, causing your vision to become blurry or unstable. What happens is that elevated glucose levels cause the lens in your eye to swell, changing how light focuses on your retina. You might find yourself squinting more often, having trouble reading, or noticing that your vision seems to fluctuate throughout the day. Some people get new glasses thinking their prescription has changed, only to find that the blurriness persists or keeps changing. This is particularly important because vision changes can be an early indicator that blood sugar levels have been elevated for a while. Your eyes are incredibly sensitive to changes in blood chemistry, so they often show signs of diabetes before other organs begin to show obvious symptoms. If you're experiencing unexplained vision changes, especially in combination with any of the other symptoms we've discussed, it's crucial to get your blood sugar tested. The sixth warning sign affects the largest organ of your body, your skin. The CDC identifies having very dry skin as a diabetes symptom, but the skin changes associated with diabetes go beyond just dryness. High blood sugar can cause your skin to become itchy, dry, and slow to heal from cuts or scratches. When your blood sugar is elevated, your body becomes dehydrated, and your skin is one of the first places this shows up. But it's more than just surface-level dryness. Elevated glucose can also affect your circulation and immune system, making your skin more susceptible to infections and slower to heal from minor injuries. Having sores that heal slowly is another key symptom the CDC wants people to recognize. If you notice that small cuts, scrapes, or bruises are taking much longer than usual to heal, this could indicate that your blood sugar levels are interfering with your body's natural healing processes. Your immune system requires a lot of energy to repair tissue, and when that energy isn't readily available due to insulin problems, healing slows down significantly. Some people also develop a condition called acanthosis nigricans, which causes dark, velvety patches of skin, usually in body creases like the neck, armpits, or groin. While this isn't mentioned in every list of early symptoms, it's actually a fairly common early sign of insulin resistance, which often precedes full-blown diabetes. The seventh and final warning sign ties all of these together: increased hunger that's never satisfied. Being very hungry is listed by the CDC as a diabetes symptom. This isn't normal hunger that occurs between meals. This is a persistent, gnawing hunger that doesn't go away even after you've eaten. Remember how we talked about your cells being unable to access glucose effectively? When your cells are starving for energy, they send hunger signals to your brain, trying to get you to eat more food. But here's the cruel irony: eating more food when you have insulin resistance often just makes the problem worse. You eat, your blood sugar spikes even higher, your cells still can't access the energy, and you feel hungry again shortly afterward. This creates a vicious cycle where people find themselves eating more and more, often gaining weight initially, while still feeling unsatisfied and hungry. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a huge hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it never fills up, and you can't understand why you're always hungry despite eating regularly. This symptom is particularly frustrating because it can lead to shame and self-blame. People think they just lack willpower or discipline, when in reality, their body's energy regulation system is malfunctioning at a cellular level. Now let me be absolutely clear about something crucial. Having one or even several of these symptoms doesn't automatically mean you have diabetes. Many conditions can cause similar symptoms, but what you need to understand is that these 7 signs, especially when they occur together, represent your body's early warning system. The CDC states that if you have any of these diabetes symptoms, you should see your doctor about getting your blood sugar tested. This isn't about self-diagnosis or panic. This is about being informed and proactive about your health. The reason early detection is so critical is that diabetes is what doctors call a silent killer. Unlike a heart attack that announces itself with dramatic chest pain, diabetes can quietly damage your blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, eyes, and heart for years before you realize anything is wrong. By the time obvious complications appear, significant damage may have already occurred. But here's the hopeful part. When diabetes is caught early, it's incredibly manageable, and in the case of prediabetes, it's often completely reversible. The key is recognizing these warning signs and taking action before permanent damage occurs. Type 2 diabetes symptoms often take several years to develop, which means you have a window of opportunity. Your body is giving you these subtle signals as a gift, a chance to intervene before things become serious. The people who ignore these signs and wait until they're diagnosed during a routine physical or after a health crisis are the ones who face the most challenging road ahead. If you're recognizing yourself in any of these descriptions, I want you to know that you're not powerless. The simple act of getting a blood sugar test could be the most important decision you make this year. Most doctors can run a simple A1C test that shows your average blood sugar over the past 2 to 3 months, or a fasting glucose test that gives you a snapshot of your current blood sugar control. These tests are inexpensive, widely available, and can provide you with the information you need to take control of your health. And if it turns out you do have elevated blood sugar, you're catching it at a stage where lifestyle changes, medication, or a combination of both can help you live a completely normal, healthy life. Remember, knowledge is power, but only when it leads to action. Your body is incredibly intelligent and is constantly communicating with you. These 7 warning signs we've discussed are just 7 ways your body tries to get your attention when something important is happening with your blood sugar. Don't wait for a crisis to pay attention to what your body is telling you. Don't assume that feeling tired, thirsty, or hungry all the time is just part of getting older or being stressed. Your body deserves better than being ignored. And you deserve the peace of mind that comes from knowing where you stand with your health. If this video has opened your eyes to symptoms you might have been experiencing, please don't let this information sit unused. Make that appointment. Get tested. Take control. Your future self will thank you for paying attention today to the signals your body has been sending. The difference between recognizing these warning signs now and waiting until later could be the difference between preventing diabetes entirely and managing a chronic condition for the rest of your life. The choice is yours, but now you have the knowledge to make an informed decision about your health. Your body has been trying to tell you something important. The question is, are you ready to listen?